Bruce and Marilyn.
And we just here just sharing with you guys questions people have asked us, and people want to know a little more about us and why we started the show. So one question, people want to know how we met and where we met. So you want to answer that?
Okay, so I had started trying to do comedy in July of 2023. I did my first comedy show. My second comedy show, I actually did it with Bruce. He was the producer of the show.
And that was my first show that I ever did with comedy.
Right. And so one of my friends from high school had tagged me in one of his posts on Facebook. He had hit me back or whatever, and he was like, he wanted me to be on his show. That's how I met Bruce.
Her friend was actually a co-worker of mine that tagged her. So that was kind of crazy too. But I was reaching out to certain people and the people that responded back was the people I ended up putting on the show. But it was so many males. I'm like, man, I need to have a female on here. So it was her and one other female. And me, I don't like playing, wasting my time. So I actually canceled the show the night before. And one of the comedians, he reached out and was like, hey, Bruce, man, you need to keep the show going. You know, you need to keep it going, man. I think you about to do something big, this and that. I was like, all right, I don't see nobody promoting. So the next day I was
promoting though.
Yeah, and I didn't know.
But he wasn't on my page like that. But I was promoting because I was excited. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This was my second ever in my life comedy show. And I was excited. I was telling everybody, you know, I was trying to get people to come out. And then, bam.
I started sending out text messages like, hey, is you coming or not? You know what I'm saying? And, you know.
He sent me the text asking me, are you coming or not?
Because they ain't had time to play. But
and I'm like, I done called off from work. I done told my people to show up.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
And when she responded back, like, yeah, I'm coming. And I didn't realize who I texted. I actually thought I would text the other person because that person was already bullshitting. So I was like, when I realized it was her, I'm like, oh, man, because she already had this vibe about her through, like, the phone and the pictures and stuff like that. And I don't mess with people I work with. And I was like, oh, man, my bad. You know, people ain't been responding and things of that nature. So
right.
She came in, but she was actually the first comedian to show up.
Yeah, because I was excited. I'm telling you, like, I got my hair done, my nails did. I was ready to be on the stage.
Man, when she walked through that door, man, I'm going to tell y'all, when she walked through that door, I don't believe in love at first sight, but I think that's what had happened because I don't even remember how I got to her. I just know when I looked down at my feet, they were floating like this. They would slide across the floor like this. And then when I ended up in front of her, and I know she remembered this because when I looked at her, she was looking down, she was closing the door like a kid trying to sneak in the house. She was closing the door. And when she looked around, I looked up, we both looked up at the same time. I say, Miss Joyce, come here. She said, yes. So how you doing? I'm Bruce. Let me show you.
Is that really how it happened?
Yeah. And I was like, let me show you around. I showed you around, right?
So, what I remember was I did come through the door. Mm-hmm. He did greet me at the door.
Floated to that mug.
I wouldn't quite say floated. We not in no Spike Lee movie, baby.
That's how I felt.
Listen, y'all. Okay, so he came up to me and he was like, Miss Joyce, a comedian? I was like, yeah, or whatever. And we shook hands and he was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you or whatever. And he was like, let me show you around or whatever. So that was cool. And he showed me around the studio. It was a nice place. So I was like, oh, okay, this is nice, you know, ready to do the comedy show or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he really floated, but okay.
My feet was slid. I don't even remember walking, I'm telling you. But anyway, long story short, right? Show went on. Months had passed. And I was, you know, you dating and you dealing with different people. And it was like at the point where I was like, man, I'm just tired of dating. I don't want to do this no more. I just kind of, thought about just leaving Texas and all and just do something different with my life. But then my brother was like, man, bro, have you supposed to be married. You a type of guy that needs a wife. You should have a wife. You deserve it. And I was like, he was like, have you ever prayed for the kind of woman you need or what kind of woman you want? And I was like, I don't think I ever done that. So he was like, man, you need to pray. So I didn't do it right away. I think I did it I might have did it that night. I just knew I had to get myself together to where I knew when I speak to God, I was like totally sure and like focused, you know what I'm saying, in tune with the prayer. And then when I did, man, as I was praying, she just her face just flashed in front of her. I hadn't even saw her in a couple of months, but her face flashed. So
that was October.
Yeah.
When the comedy show was. Like the end of October, like maybe October 29th, 2023, something like that. Yeah. It was on a Saturday. And then I didn't talk to Bruce again until December.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So when and her face flashed in front of me so vividly, and I was like, dang. So when I came out my prayer, I was still in prayer position. And you know, the phone right here, you know the first thing you're gonna do is get on social media. So soon I got on Facebook, the first post I see is her on live. You know what I'm saying?
Me and my friend, we was at this Christmas bar having drinks. And I just decided to go live or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Bruce decided he wanted to pop on, right? Mm-hmm. He was like, hey, how you doing or whatever? And I was like, oh, I'm doing good. How you doing, Bruce? Or whatever.
Her voice was so sweet to my ears, you hear me? It was just all type of shit going on.
And so he was like, I was just getting on here, you know, I just want to, holler at you or whatever. But let me go ahead and get out of here before I let the whole world know how I feel about you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I had about 2-3 sips of that cognac. Man, the shit started flowing through me. I'm like, God damn, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I was like, it is what it is. It's all said and done. So
but I couldn't believe that he said that because I didn't even know that he liked me or anything. So that came out of like left field somewhere. So I was really like, what?
Yeah. And I said, what, a couple of days later or something, maybe about a week later, you know what I'm saying? I started reaching out to everybody, letting them know, hey, I'm going to have a show coming up, this and that. And I was like, something like, my spirit was like, call her last. Talk to her last, because I always talk to everybody so I can see where their mind at, where their spirit at, because you don't just let everybody in your space, you know what I'm saying? I'm big on energy. When I called her, we were messaging back and forth for a second.
Well, you actually called me first, and you were like, because it was probably like, maybe like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, because now I messaged you, DM, and you was like, I was like, can I call you?
Oh, okay.
And then you was like, yeah, you can call me. Right then, I'm like, she must ain't got no man. Yeah, it's like 9 o'clock at night, so I'm like, cool. So, called, and man, we was on the phone for almost 5 hours. We talked about everything from marriage, like spirituality, family, growing up. We just talked about some of everything. We got all the real shit out the way. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that old, what you like, what you like. Nah, it was all the real stuff. Like, what do you see? What's your goals? What's your you know what I'm saying? Like, we was talking about
and when he called me, his call ID said 7-11.
Oh, damn, I forgot my D's.
I was like, 7-11? Who calling me from 7-11?
Yeah, because I had put
and it was him.
Yeah. So I put 7-11.
Why your number say 7-11? You know? But that's actually a lucky number, so.
But that's how we met.
And every day after that, we've been talking.
I ain't gonna lie, I told her I love her the first day I met her.
The first day we talked on the phone.
I was like, man, I love
Bruce told me he loved me about 2 hours into the conversation. And I said, Bruce, you don't love me. You don't even know me like that.
What I say?
And he said, nah, not saying like that, but I'm just in love with like how you are.
You know
and so I said, well, if that's the case, then I'm in love with how you are too.
Yeah.
I love you in God's way.
Yeah, I say that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I ain't mad.
I take it. Yeah. But every day after that, we always talk on the phone, or we always was in each other's presence or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ever since December 2023, and
Yeah.
it's what? February 2026, we've been around each other every day.
Every day. The first time I was on the phone, she said, we're going to be best friends. I was like, hell nah. She said, dang.
And he did tell me, hell nah,
that
that he was not going to be my best friend, but I guaranteed him
yeah,
that he was going to want to be my best friend. And so maybe about 2 or 3 months of us talking, he was like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
You my best friend.
Yeah, I love you, girl.
I was like, I told you.
Yeah. I didn't think I could ever be best friends with a girl like that. You know
Because
what
he
I'm
was thinking like best friends as in like gossiping best friends, or you know how best friends are. Me and my friends don't do that. You know, like if we talk, like we have like in-depth conversations about stuff. Like me and my friends are very mature. I ain't saying we perfect and we just, you know, don't have people in our conversations, but if we are talking about them, it's like something like for the best.
I said, well, wait a minute, what's your definition of best friend? She was like, well, all my best friends are married. We've been knowing each other since elementary. I said, oh, that's enough said then. He ain't got to say no more.
Right,
Because he let me know her view on things matched with what we already was talking about, dealing with the women I used to date. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They best friends were hoes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ain't none of my best friends hoes.
Nah, they all. I'm talking about great women that I'm thankful for her to even have as friends, to where I look at them as family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they do have a special bond. I thank God for that though, because it's rare that you see best friends that's from elementary.
Now, I don't have many friends.
Nah, it's not many at all.
But the friends that I do have, they are married and they are living their lives like how they want to, you know.
And me and their husbands are cool and
right.
and on the same level with things too. So it's cool. So we can hang out since day
everybody hang out. Everybody mature.
Yeah,
we don't got nobody bickering and arguing about stupid shit. Everybody just kind of blend. You know, it's like a blended family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
like right off the bat.
Right.